That's funny, I've been talking this whole time. Muted, of course. So anyway, I think it's sad that this thing hit this level and just barely ticked it by a couple ticks. It did the famous double pump, if you will. But just by a couple ticks and then pushed higher. Obviously I took out the microtrend short play and readjusted the long-term trend, or the long-term trend line to the upside, as this I feel is the first real retracement in this uptrend. So we will see how this thing continues on. But I think it's kind of sad there. I would have liked to see this level respect pretty tightly, but obviously it just one ticked a few people out and then pushed up higher. So let's see if this trend line, since I feel like this is creation and this is the first real bounce on it, creating the trend line. Let's see if it's not, if it doesn't help us here in the future. Now that we've gotten outside of the micro trend to the upside, there's still a lot of room until we get to the gap fill. And a little bit of room until we get to like a gap closure off of that first, or off of that last green 15-minute candle there.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
I did get along on the YM. I got in at 14,878. It's only one contract.
A nice little spike there, right? Gabe just stepped away when I came back.
Oh, I'm here.
Nice. You happen to go long, you probably hit your 12 your first two targets.
Mm-hmm. I did. So.
I did too. I did too. Let's see who got in at a better price. 32.1850.
Hold on. 32.1950.
Next time, buddy. Next time you'll get me.
Yeah.
Now that was a nice little trade. I was telling my dad, like, I mean, because if you're essentially, when we're like with trend follow plays, it's good to look for like two-legged pullbacks, and you know the first leg is from that Globex high, and then really the second leg starts from right when it moves from the Globex high. And then you see like 4 overlap candles between 32.21 and 32.20, and then yeah, sure enough, it makes a lower low right into that 150 tick area that we had been looking at the whole time. And I was telling them, like, if you can't see the legs of the pullback, that clearly, another thing to do is you almost, like, the second possible, like, engulfing entry signal that you would have, you use that.
Mhm.
So,
Well, the thing that kind of like it beat me out on the first. I like tried to take one already. You know, like
yeah,
when we got our little engulf thing up here. So I got stopped out on my first little entry, and then like once it came up there after seeing that consolidation, and I felt like it was just one ticking us. You know, so I
yeah.
was able to pull in with market, but.
Yeah. And what you did just there is something that I've done that so many times. So I mean, this past actually I decided this last week. I always with like trend followings, I'm looking for some type of like second leg. Maybe where you got in at, let's say like it bumped up a little bit and then it came back and then, it held 32.19 and kind of made a double bottom there.
Mhm.
And then if I got an entry, then I would have gone. But always want to wait for like, some second type of pullback retest.
Mhm.
Because it's no fun getting pumped out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that's what you would have done for a CL. I'm just looking at a 1 minute there. But if you were looking for after it makes its low, I think it touched like a 15-minute zone, and then coming up into the top of the hour, it has about a 15 tick, nice little microchannel bear spike, then a very kind of weak up leg, and then another down leg to make a lower low. That's your second pump. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, you would have had a nice entry signal, probably gotten in around 102.07, 102.06, hit a 10 tick, 11 tick very easily. And now I think that puppy's gonna run.
So, Jose, where did you get in here on YM? Were you, oh wow. Look at that. Nice little double bottom and
Yeah, I got in
everything.
Yep.
let me see, 14.89. Hold on a minute. 14.878. I got in.
Yeah, that's on the YM. That looks just like. Did you get
That's
on
very
like that
nice.
second little pump down, Jose? Like right where Gabe has his mouse. It makes a double bottom. Gabe, are you going for above 32.40?
Uh, hold on. I already took off my 2-2 target, so
Yeah, yeah, me too.
I'm just going for Globex, or for gap fill.
I just forget, Phil.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking with my mic muted.
Oh, that happens all the time.
I got it at 10 at the candle at 10:07
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah, you got on the second.
Yeah, at 14.878.
That's really nice.
That's the way to
So,
do it.
very, very pretty.
Yeah. I think it's it's going to break out right here. Because you just got your second little pullback within that little tiny pennant. Yep. I've been finding more with NQ though, especially when you have like really big gaps. You know, that first 10 minutes right after the open, it's pretty violent, but it'll kind of like tip its hand, and then you know you'll be able to nab a nice little trend follow if you know it's tipped its hand that you know gap fill is on the horizon or whatever. Yeah, you can nab it on that next time window. It's just the and a lot of times I feel like those I mean those are big signal candles that we have to deal with on those first 10 minutes.
Alright, so I got some stuff working out here for us. CL looks like it did pretty much the same type of a thing.
Yeah. Its second pump was a lower low, kind of like NQ.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to excuse my one. Actually, let me just erase that. But yeah, you had one potential long, but these red candles here, man, you got to watch out for the red candles and how far down it goes after a red candle before it breaks the high. But that was the area. So you got like a double pump off of this level too, you know.
Yep. Now we're seeing a really nice, really nice spike, and we could see. I mean, I wouldn't really be looking for this Globex low to, you know, produce a reversal.
Yeah, well, but I think the Globex level here on CL is a good level to watch.
Yeah, no, absolutely
and
it is.
Obviously we have our little consolidation area that we're coming up to on CL right now, so yeah, that's to be noted. So that thing's given us a little bit of resistance now, coming down here to this area consolidation. And then I would expect to see us to drive higher. Now, Globex low could give us something considering all this chop that we had in here before. Like, this is a real battle, you know? Here, let me take off these little signal things. They're not too important right now.
And the fact that it ended up breaking that and then making a low does kind of, you know, I would say support your idea that there could be some selling pressure existing up there. Because very easily on that test that happens right at the open, you know, that was a retest of the Globex low, and if you would go to your left and you look how it came off of the Globex low initially, it kind of looked, not too bad. To try to take it on a retest, and then it double pumps, it makes a lower low, but you want to, as much as going along there would have been okay, you always got, when you see like a microchannel that forms right at that pit open, you got to be real cautious, because, we just see downward spike, trading range, and then another really nasty contraction spike. Contraction would be the opposite of expansion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
or consolidation.
Well, looking at it from a lingo standpoint, instead of saying like bull spike, channel, bull spike, you can also say like expansion, consolidation, expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then the opposite would be strong contraction, consolidation, contraction.
Strong contractions? Are you talking about trading, or are you talking about childbirth?
Childbirth, I'm talking about both.
Is there something you want to tell me? you guys having a
one
kid?
feels like the other.
It's that terrible, does anybody remember that terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he got like pregnant? It was like with Danny DeVito.
Oh, Junior. Yeah.
What a terrible movie.
Yeah. I do remember that. I would say, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like looking at YM and NQ side by side, obviously I don't have my Globex levels on here, but kind of curious to see where they are. But yeah,
I'd look at TF too. TF is, I think one of these days I might start using our same NQ system on that.
still a little upset about my first trade here. Taking that as a stop out just kind of sinks. Just to see it double pump me,
You can't get them all.
No, I'm with you. That's why I kind of made that rule for myself last week, because I hate it when that happens to me.
I missed the YM. Sorry.
Even if I get back on it, I hate that when I get like pumped out on that one. It could have just been like, just wait a second. And I feel like I've been trading for a while, and I kind of know, I can tell like the different types of pull, like here it tightly based and then made a lower low on the second leg on the YM and made a double bottom. TF was kind of more similar to NQ, except for the fact that the retest where it was happening was actually kind of close to where it was around like 8:30 in that pit open. When it came down, went right to Globex, and then so like that even kind of looks like a bigger double bottom rather than just a flag the way that it looks like on the YM and the NQ.
Jose, you were saying something about YM.
Oh yeah, I saw it coming into my into a zone down there. I can see it on my 45 minutes and 15-minute down. I said, okay. I had a hard time taking it long because of the trend down.
Mhm.
And then I missed the Globex entry at the Globex. They couldn't close below the Globex on the 5 minutes. By the time I wanted to get in, they already left without me. Okay, well, fine.
Mhm.
So I came down to that level where I took it long. There was some little, on the 5 minute, you can see those candles, and it was hitting my 15 and 8 moving average. That's where I got long.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
Two nice little doji candles right there from
Yes.
that perspective.
But I
So.
kind of put a really tight stop on it. So if it goes, it goes.
Gotcha.
I had like only 5 point stop on it.
Mhm.
I had an 8-tick stop on the NQ.
I had 10.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome when we can do that. I just hit T1 on a little 11-tick stop on CL. Go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, I shouldn't. I really haven't talked that much about SEAL, but SEAL's working out pretty nice for me today. It kind of goes back to where I was drawing these little levels here. So.
Yeah. Did you get long at top of the
Mhm.
this past top of the hour? Yeah.
Yeah.
You waited
Sure
for the
did.
second pump, right? Boom.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And Al Brooks talks a lot about the same type of idea, except instead of talking about like pumps, he says like um, H1 and H2 or L1 and L2. So generally, if he's looking to follow the trend along, looking for the L2 signal, which is, basically the second leg entry signal.
Yeah,
He
that
doesn't.
second leg can be dangerous there, you know.
Yeah.
Or the second pump is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But what even makes you want to do that in the first place is, the strong pull spike that you see from, 630.
Mhm.
And then you look for some type of trading range. In this case, it was a downward channel that made a low, lower high, then a lower low, and then on that lower low, that was nice entry signal, which is also still confined within probably was 150 tick level.
Yeah.
I'm assuming probably
Mhm.
from like 102 dot something to
Yeah.
101.96.
Yeah. That's where it was. So I just played that level just below it and made sure that I had confirmation. So, boom, you know. Must be a Monday because I'm not posting stuff. Maybe I'm a little tired from the weekend.
Somebody's birthday is Mondays.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And the reason why I think I'm a little concerned if it does break that level is because we're getting back into that last 15-minute candle. So this is technically a gap closure. Not a gap fill, because it hasn't gone up to the close of Friday. But we did put in like a little shooting star candle here.
No, isn't it the other way around? It's been a gap fill, but the gap closes when it would actually get up to 32.37.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
But regardless, what you're saying is correct, especially if on this 15-minute you see it engulf and get a close below like 32.25, because then it's almost like a it's not quite a tweezer top, but it's kind of close on the 15-minute, and just the big wicks, suggest failure to break out to the upside. And it would make sense to get a leg down because, yeah, just had the gap fill. And
so we'll see how this turns out here. But so far we haven't gotten a long signal, and this thing's coming back on this Globex high really hard.
you want to be able to see it go retest that top that it made it 32.30, 32.75 fairly quickly. Because if you start getting a nice little tight range around where it is, seeing overlap, I would say it's highly probable that you get another spike down to fill all those nice pull candles that occurred from where we got long about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago.
Alright, so this thing just pierced this. I think there's 150 tick zone probably hanging on right here, maybe? Nope.
But
this red candle where the low is of that gives me a little bit of hope that we may still stay above it, but yeah, not looking good.
I think it looking terrible, but
right.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to be locking in profits. At least that's what I'm doing right now.
Where'd you put it in at 32.24? 550?
As far as my locking in profits, I'm locked in at 32.25.
Okay.
So I locked in just below this thing.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do the same.
Actually, I'm going to give it one more tick down, but I really don't want it crashing through this level, because that's where the previous highs are too, is right around here. So I want to see a bump.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, I was going to say, if it does crash through, then that might be telling you, something else is on the horizon, like a reversal where, we would maybe potentially look to take a short on the top of the hour coming up. But because you really don't kind of just you want this pullback that's having to really be part of some kind of directional trading range. And even if it's making lower lows, yeah, I mean, you still just want it to be able to hang above like 32.24. Otherwise, it does kind of seem like the recent bear spike that we had and this overlap that we've been having from around 32.27 to 32.25. Now we're getting ready for a potentially another spike to the downside. So when, bear spike, trading range, another bear spike. That's highly conceivable because once it does break, this 32.25 with conviction, nothing's really going to hold it back from going back to 13.18 or 32.18.
Okay, so I got knocked out. But now I'm going to look for a downwards trend line just to see what happens there.
Yeah.
I really don't have any upward channel lines to draw here, so. And we're about to get a big 15-minute candle close here, or a big engulfing, red engulfing candle on the 15-minute bars. So we'll see what happens. And it is possible that this was just a really big 15-minute candle pullback too.
Yep. You can see it potentially making like a broad, the upward channel broadening on your 1 minute, because you could draw the top of it from that high that happened right before the top of the hour 45 minutes ago, and then the high that was just recently made, and then the bottoms would be where we entered. I would actually start it from where we entered recently. I would start the broad channel outward. Yeah, there. That's where I started mine. But that, that's just, who knows? It could do that. It couldn't do that. But we'll just kind of see what happens in the next 10 minutes and use that to make a decision if there would even be a viable trade in that. If there's not, that's fine. Because that first one was a solid trade.
Well, I got myself out of that little hole that I had from earlier with that bad trade there, so that was good. But just keep it real right now. Did just put in a lot of consolidation here at the previous highs. Looking over here at this level. Maybe something like this. Resistance becoming support. I hate to have that big of an area, but you know, it could happen here. And all I did was just take the doji that was up there at the top. So we'll see what the high looks like again. Yeah, I'll be right back here. Well, that big pullback got me out, so looks like it is what it is. Look at that, doji, 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 right on that Globex level.
Yep.
And then boom.
That would have been your second, and now that's almost, now that's telling us that the down move that stopped us out of our T3 looks like just a leg in the bigger scheme of things. Just a correctional leg.
Mm-hmm. So CL looks like it's doing a real nice job of all of this stuff here.
Yep, I hit T2 on that.
I'm going on to T3 right now.
Me too.
We'll see how it goes.
I love the no sweat entries though, in little tight consolidation areas. Kind of like what we did on MQ, but that's what I did on that recent long of CL. About 30 minutes ago. Yeah, back there. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like I got over a point today, so that was nice.
That was a really strong bear.
Mm-hmm.
See, because this is a tricky type of spot right here because those last two bars, especially when you look at the context of after we got stopped out, and then you see that little, two, you make a high and then a lower low and then a higher high, and now with these last two bear bars, that might just kind of looks like that could be just a bear flag, and now we're getting ready for a spike to the downside. But could also just, I don't know, it kind of depends on what type of candles, bull candles, if we do get bull candles that happen around here. The only reason that you potentially maybe be looking for the short now is it was a decently nice signal on the 15-minute, but those last two bars, including this bar that's happening right now, could just be a trading range happening off of that bull spike that happened from the morning.
Yeah. It's definitely very true. I think it's good to always keep both perspectives in mind, so that way you don't grow married to one side. you know, but we are at our time of day. We did engulf to the downside just now, so we'll see how this level holds up down here, like that box that I have drawn in there. That's what I'm going to be interested in. I love this signal, by the way. See green bar up, and then small inside green bar, and then it reverses. I don't know why, but I love that signal. Same thing is
Oh,
done
I
on the
see what
short
you mean.
side, you know?
Yeah.
Red bar down, then small inside red bar down, and then it reverses.
Yeah, well, we could be seeing that on the 15-minute with this past one that just formed. Inside bar after that nice engulfing red bar.
Yeah. Yeah. We're coming to the area of is this thing's really gonna stay up or break down. Or maybe it bases F for a while, you know? Totally could. It's already had a pretty good move to the upside, so. And we're at 8 o'clock, so. Could just base around here and get tighter and tighter and tighter. So that means we'd have this this big push up, and now maybe we're gonna be getting into like some type of a wedge. So we'll see. Oh, we just broke that low. See if we break. Yep. Oh, we're going down. So we closed the gap, right? And now it feels like we're going lower. So this establishes our trend line. And we'll see if we can't get a bounce off of that to the short side.
Yeah, I got short. I hit the T1.
Nice. I'm actually done for the day. I'm feeling pretty good about my moves.
Yeah,
Got a
me
good
too.
one on CL. Got a good one on NQ. I'm not going to get greedy.
Gabe, can you send a screenshot of your CL trade on the 1 minute?
It's in the Epizone Skype room.
Okay.
I didn't have all the profit targets listed, but they're the normal ones, like 10, 30, 100. But mine, I actually moved up a little bit. Was looking for gap closure or something like that. So I had it a little bit above 100.
You know, in the Skype room, I think you sent two 15-minute charts. I don't see the one.
Oh, sure. I'll do that. Oh, whoops. That didn't post right. Alright, so we did have a gap closure. I'm just gonna say keep on waiting for the retest of this trend line somewhere, and hopefully a zone. So as always, guys, this room is just used for education, and won't be any sharing any live trades, as I'm taking them, but I do post quite a few of the trades just as soon as I get in the positions in our Skype room. So I hope that does help. Just trying to protect myself a little bit there.
Order fill.
Alright, so looks like we didn't hit even the retest of the Globex high as far as before we push lower here. Assuming that we do push lower on this candle. Yep, there it goes. So again, it's kind of tricky to get in this. Kind of tricky indeed. Um, by the way, this trend line means absolutely nothing. It's just a predictive thing. Maybe it'll bounce here on its own, but I kind of doubt it, considering I think we have a full-blown reversal going on here. And this is, well, it'll be interesting here because you see how big this green candle is on my charts over here. If that thing's really going to hold, then this low needs to stay in place. So you could see some pretty quick orders going through here if it does push lower, because I'm sure a lot of stops will be right around down here protecting long positions. I think this was the reason why I was laughing like a few days ago, was is this really obvious where the stops were? And of course volume will show up too if it really does do a stop run. So no signal there at all. So wait and see type of a deal. But it is an inside candle, so Well, I think I'm gonna call it good for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably in the room here.